should be.
All right.
We should be on.
We
should be live. We
all
should
right.
see what's going on.
All right, let's give it a second so everything kind of comes right. Little bit.
I'll just keep eating out of this bag of meat.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm. So see if we're live. Then I can start the spiel. Otherwise, I'm going to do the spiel twice.
Hey, I see myself. How about them apples?
All right, well, there we go. All right. Well, I guess it's good afternoon, goeiemiddag. Good afternoon, goeiemiddag. Welcome to our live stream. We are live from our store. You probably hear possibly stuff. You probably hear some ding-dongs. There was a lot of ding-dongs on Friday.
Sorry about that, everyone. Oh
yes,
my goodness, the amount of ding-dongs.
Yeah, and then you probably hear a kid or two scream, especially the young one is sleeping. He's probably imminently going to wake up. And when he does, he's going to make a racket. But until then, we can have some fun. So today, we're going to finish cooking these guys off. So these are the Sosaties, the skewers. Now, we wanted to put a grill cam. And that was not possible because the heat outside keeps killing the phone. The phone, it's just too hot and humid, so the phone just keeps dying. Every time we run it for a little bit, it just croaks. So we decided, okay, well, I'll just go grill it and I'll be in and out and we'll have some fun. And I bought some of those probes for the meat. And I put them somewhere here. So I've got to go find them. But this is not meat probe food. So can't really.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not
a lot of different
small.
types of meat, but not big.
No, this is not what you actually want to stick a probe in.
If it were a whole chicken, maybe.
Yes, maybe a whole chicken or like a picanha or something. But these things you got to do by eye. But anyway, so we have the kebabs that we started on Friday. We did a very short stream yesterday. Pulled them out of the yogurt, and stuck them in.
Took it out of the bag with the cream.
Yes,
and put it in a bag with the curry.
So we pulled it out of the yogurt. And we put it into the curry onion mixture that I made on the range.
I'm just going to keep eating out of your meat bag.
You just keep eating. This, okay, so this has been in basically since Friday in yogurt and then yesterday in the kind of curry sauce with the onions, etc. We got a little bit of sausage. We got some lamb chops. So we're going to have a nice mixed grill variety of things to do. But
meaty day.
Yes, before we do that, what I got to do is, and I'm going to get my phone just for a second.
That's
because
okay,
recipes. Sorry, I actually use the recipes of my website, believe it or not. And I don't memorize them because then what's the point of having a recipe on your website?
He uses the space for other things in his brain. Can I say hi to a few people while you're looking it up?
Please do.
So Russ wins the race. He was the first one to say meat and milk, of course. And we've got Loyu, Copium Poppies, Cam, and Diva Dog Mom. Oh, look, we've got some extras too. Fritzy21 and Ike.
Awesome. I just want to look up the pop recipe quickly.
Third Rallify too. Welcome, everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Happy Sunday to you all.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to use 1,250 grams or 1.25 liters, or I have no idea what that is in fluid ounces. Let me think quickly. That would be five cups. 5 cups of water. I weigh everything, man. It just makes life so much simpler. That way you don't have to worry about, getting it right or wrong. All right. And then we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of salt. I'm sorry, we're making a mess.
I always make a mess when I'm eating your meat. So if you haven't had biltong before, it's covered in spices. Expect it, enjoy it, embrace it. Just clean it up when you're done.
Yes. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to go light the fire because it's about that time. I'm going to boil this guy. All right. Now, I'm going to make a mushroom sauce, which would go pretty good with the sausage and the lamb. This is already marinated, so we're not going to mess with this guy, but I want to make a sauce for that, and then we'll have some extra left. Now, the recipe says 8 ounces, but of course, we have a family of 6, so it'll be 16 ounces. So let me see quickly. So the recipe says 8 ounces of mushrooms, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tallow that I've got a little bit of. All right, so let me see. I want to try and do this as per the recipe. So that'll be 45 grams. So I'm going to do 90 grams. Or maybe, you know what, maybe I do half tallow, half butter. So let's see,
Third
30.
Ralify, I do apologize that we cannot get you biltong up in Canada. As soon as you guys decide to become the 51st state, we can solve this problem.
Yep.
I think.
Yep. So I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of tallow, and I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of butter. All right. And then I'm going to stick them shrooms in there. And just melt this. All right. And then once this is melted down, I'm going to put the mushrooms in. All right. Add mushrooms. Yes. So the other day I didn't follow a recipe, and because I know better, because I cook for a living. So it didn't work out so good.
So are you reading the recipe properly this time? I've got Sith, who's in and out, says, hey, King and Queen, I got to go iron a brand new flag stitched made in the USA. Just wanted to swing by and say boy.
I saw some of those flags. I'm really thinking about we should be getting one for our property. All right, I'm going to throw those guys in, and they say saute for 5 to 7 minutes. So it'll be a little longer because it's more mushrooms. But I will...
The more shrooms, the better. Come on, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And ladies, sorry, let me not forget.
There we go. All right, I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to turn this down a little. All right, and I'm going to go light the fire so that thing can get ready for when all of this is ready. I specifically looked for a mushroom sauce recipe that doesn't contain gluten, starches, any stocks, or anything like that. So basically mushrooms and cream.
This is clean compote, then, we shall say. So once upon a long time ago when we had the restaurant, we used to make a mushroom compote. That guy was killer. We've had so many people who'd request it for all kinds of different things. You could have it with omelets, a side to rice, many different things. And Anton was thinking today the mushrooms would be really good with some rice. But it's funny, when we make the rice, the kids... Some will eat it, i.e. 2 will eat it sometimes, but normally it's just our older daughter who prefers rice. So pop, though, that is everybody. They'll all eat it all the time. And mushrooms and corn is always a good combination. The pop we do have available on Anton's USA, if that is something that would interest you. There's recipes on our blog on the website, so you can definitely see how to make it. And it's exactly what Anton's done here thousands of times and doing again today. But the mushrooms, that should be a nice twist. We cannot go wrong with mushrooms. I love it. And Harry Toe, thank you for the reminder to not rub your eyes after eating spicy biltong. It hurts, and it's unpleasant, and it's not necessary. Don't hurt yourself. We did bring back Reaper biltong, if you haven't seen. So those who like the hot and spicy things, keep that in mind. We are very happy to share with you. I have seen, we've got J-Ham. I know he's not here at the moment, but he uses it as a competition in his bar, which I think is really fun. That Reaper biltong, it's angry. Please put toilet paper in the freezer when you take or plan to take a bite ahead of time, preferably. That one's definitely angry. But of course, if you go on biltongusa.com and use code S.T.F. 10, you can have 10% off on your biltong purchases, including that Reaper. And hey, Bright, welcome in. Glad to have a hunk from Canada. Yeah. And Third Ralify, tell me more. Is this a show you have here on Rumble? I'm curious. Mom's Mystery and Mayhem. I like it. I'm glad to hear you have a co-host here in Boston.
I'm just digging around here. I think my kids took my mustard, man. So you know what I'm talking about.
Kids may have finished your mustard. Yeah, the older one. Yeah. I think she may have. Yeah. Do you want a Coleman's? Or is that enough?
I'll grab a Coleman's.
It's interesting having a grocery store with all of your favorite goodies just around the wall. So if we happen to be out over here, we can just go nab and document later to keep track of our items in store. It makes life a little interesting, to say the least. So what is everybody else making on this awesome Sunday? It's a little warm here in Texas. I would hope the rest of you guys are having a touch of heat as well. I'm not sure about Canada, though. How hot does it get up there for you, Third Ralify? I'm curious. Or Bright Gaming, sorry. Got to use your correct name that has entered said chat. Fritzy waiting for biltong this Wednesday. I know shipping is fun. Sometimes it takes a minute to get it to you guys, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, right. So.
Oh, fancy. I can't do that. I would drop everything.
All right, let's see.
Pork chops, Russ. Very nice. What are you putting on those pork chops? Diva Dog Mom, you too? Pork chops it is. Okay.
So you know what? I'm gonna leave that, and I can do all my mixing next to.
Fancy. Okay, 33 degrees Celsius. That's a little warm.
Yeah, that's warm. We're a little warmer than that, I think, today. But it's very humid. That's one of the problems. It's humidity. You know what? I don't have to grind salt. I can put coarse salt because it'll dissolve. So let's see. I'm gonna do a teaspoon because it says salt and pepper to taste. So I'm gonna do about 5 grams, 6 grams. I'm gonna do pepper, about half that. All right, and then it actually calls for specific spices, but I am going to do my, so about 2 grams of dried, that's about a teaspoon, about 2 grams of dried mixed Italian herbs, which is what I like. And then we're going to do the mustard. So I'm going to open this guy up. They call for Dijon mustard, but this Coleman's mustard is pretty good. And I've got a little bit of mustard, like whole grain whiskey infused mustard. So I'll finish that up and take some of the Coleman's.
So we do have someone today on YouTube. Awesome.
Okay.
J187, you say biltong in the USA? Question mark. Hello from South Africa. Of
Yes.
course we make biltong in the USA. And guess what? It is actually all USA ingredients.
Yep.
Would you believe we do not import anything to make our biltong? Take a look, Jay. You tell me if it's done right or not. We already know the answer. But I'll take your feedback regardless. This is my Angus biltong. We do offer Wagyu as well.
All right, we want a little bit of garlic in there. Gonna smell good tonight to the vampires. They stay away.
The little vampire mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna measure this. I'm gonna do 2 pretty decent spoons. All right. That'll keep most of the nonsense away from us. All right, let that cook down a little. Put the spices. There we go.
Jay, if you want, we do have a chat on Rumble. I don't know if you are able to get it in South Africa. Is it available?
Rumble should be available in South Africa.
All right.
We've got some guys on Rumble in South Africa.
I know it's
Check out the Rumble app. There's a bunch of people in the app. They are having quite a lot of fun.
Yes, it's much more interactive than YouTube side. Not trying to persuade you off one platform, just saying, I know you're by yourself. I'll still keep you posted on what's going on the other side.
All right, so we're gonna do.
Okay, cool, Russ. Thank you.
2 cups of pop, or 2 cups of, I guess, cornmeal. Yes, 2.5 probably. All right, so. And I'm gonna, just for fun, stick some butter in this. I know that's not quite traditional, but stick a little bit of butter. Woo! Don't fall. That almost made a mess. The bag decided it wants to collapse. So
Keep the pop in the bag.
Yes.
It's not meat that you take out of the bag.
Correct. Correct.
And Neuro has joined us.
Hey,
Happy
Neuro.
Sunday, Neuro.
Yeah, happy Sunday
Glad
to
have
everybody.
you. He's reminding everyone to hit the follow and smash that thumbs up. Thank you, Neuro. Much appreciated.
All right, I can put the tallow back. Oh, this doesn't have to go in the fridge, but I keep it there anyway. Gotta make some proper tallow again. That was just a little bit I happened to make. There we go. All right, let me get this guy on. All right, well, this guy is cooking away. All right.
All right, Copium tells us a resounding blah.
A blah for what?
I don't know. Life, the universe, and everything else?
You know what? When you get lemons, you gotta make lemonade.
You know, we made some lemonade this morning. So we broke away from the city for a minute this morning. We stole the kids and took them on a car ride.
Yes, right.
Talk about excitement. We took a look at our future home for the next foreseeable, I guess, future.
Yep.
Here, but we're countdown at this point, right?
Yep. So we will be starting with a parking layout on Monday. And we're going to be out of our home in a slightly tighter, more cramped space for a few months until we get all our other ducks in a row.
We just need to sleep and bathe.
Yes, sleeping and bathing is going to be pretty
It's
much
important.
all we can do.
Yes.
And
I'll be back.
yeah, let me just check. Yeah, this thing is on. Sometimes I forget. All right. So let me make sure I got all of it. Oh, no. I need the mustard. I never put the mustard. So let me grab this guy. All right. And put the whole grain. I've got a little bit left. I might as well use it. It's never enough. This mustard is pretty good on sausage. Let me put that in. And then I'll get the last little bit out there. All right. Trash. All right. Now, just a tip. So you want to take your tools and sanitize them, because you don't want to take a existing old mustard and then stick your tools that was in the old mustard in the new mustard, because it will contaminate the old mustard. So if you had any kind of dating issues, so anything you do, you never use old and new. You always use, you can go new and old, but not old to new. So you don't want that to happen. Let me do this. I don't have to worry too much. There we go. Make a mess. There we go. That's better. All right. Open this guy. Thought I had another one, but they say about a teaspoon. I've obviously got a little bit more shrooms, so we're going to use a little more. Now they say that there's a red wine that you can add as an option, or you can hit it with a little bit of balsamic. I might get a little bit of balsamic, try and keep it alcohol free. Not that it matters, but for, you know, if you have options other than wine, it might be good. This is actually already becoming nice and creamy. That is good, man. Oh, this is going to taste very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's looking good. So I'll get a little bit of balsamic. For this guy, the fire is going. Oh, the pop is pushing itself out. Let me see if I can help that go back inside. It's just, it makes like an airlock, of course, and then it gets very happy and excited apparently. All right. Yeah, that is on low. So basically for the pop, what you do is you boil your water. So you say you use a medium heat. Recipes are on the website, antonsusa.com. And then you can go look at the recipe blog. So this is Staver pop. You get another one that's Krimmel pop, which means crumbly. Staver pop means like a stiff, tight, firm, I guess, pop. So this guy, I make like this, and it's going to be almost like mashed potato. So you got your water, you got your cornmeal, and then you basically boil your water. So you turn your range to like a medium heat, get your water boiling, and then you turn your heat to simmer. On my range, it's at the lowest point, but you could probably have it between 1 and 2 somewhere. Then you take the water off, you mix your cornmeal in, your pop, your maize flour, maize meal, not flour, maize meal. You mix that in, so all the lumps are gone, and then you basically put it back and you steam it through, and that's how we make that guy. All right, this is looking like the business, man. Almost want to eat it just like that. All right, so let me see. So what this guy calls for is 8 ounces of mushrooms, 2 teaspoons unsalted butter, 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic. I put a bunch of garlic in there, and then it's a quarter cup of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon mustard, 1 teaspoon fresh, like thyme or herbs like that. I just put a mixed herb, dry, and then salt and pepper to taste. All right, so we're gonna put the cream in here, and I'll see what it tastes like before I add the vinegar. All right, I am not.
Sorry,
That's
I
okay.
literally
It's
just
okay.
shut that thing.
Yeah.
I'm being selfish and getting myself some water.
No, you're good. You're good. So I'm gonna put a half a cup because I got 16, not 8 ounces. So
I just got here, and then there's a short person looking at me.
oh no, man. All right, you want the sausages? That's why. You wanna pull them out of the? I'll go pull them out.
Okay.
Let me just put this back on the.
We had a request for sausages for our young children's snack time.
Yeah, they kind of missed because they're busy with things they shouldn't be busy with, so they missed their snack time, and then they're like, "Oh, you guys are gonna go live. We need food."
You know what? Anytime they will eat meat versus anything else, I can't really argue. So sausage it is. Sounds good to me. Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem, welcome, welcome. Looky there. Thank you for popping in with your channel. And J187ZA. ZA.
ZA. Okay.
You found it. Welcome.
All right, well,
yes.
there you go. Yeah, now you can have some fun with the rest of the cool kids.
And hey, Harry Toe says, I love garlic. The more the better. I agree. I chuckle because you can stink to others.
Yeah, today I don't really think I
Now,
care.
rule of thumb, if you have garlic, your other half better also have garlic. So the cabanossi, just as an FYI,
Yes.
is a garlic-filled meat.
Yeah, I walked past the cutting board the one day and there was a little piece of cabanossi. I didn't think about it, I just ate it. And then in the evening, Nicole's like, "Where did you eat garlic?" I'm like, "I didn't eat garlic." She's like, "I can smell you." And then I remembered that little piece of cabanossi. So, all right, so the pop is going. Oh, I should have set the timer for that. I'll do 12 minutes and then check it. All right, and then the mushrooms are bubbling away. And then we're going to put some meat on the fire.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of your meat, so this gentleman named Ike
Oh,
says she keeps on eating all the biltong, torturing every viewer who can't eat it. You, sir, just need to get your behind from where you're at, Switzerland, and back to the States, and then you can have all of the meat you want.
yep. So
But don't worry.
I don't know if Ike just popped in, but we're starting with the parking on Monday. I think I said on your channel yesterday, Ike. Yeah, check out Switzerland Play IT. Some awesome gaming going on there. So
Cam says,
and Brightcan is Brightcan
I'm a
in?
sociopath.
Is Brightcan in?
Brightcan is in. It's Bright Gaming.
Bright Gaming. He's also got a cool gaming channel, so check those guys out if you guys are into gaming. Check them out. And who else must I punt? I don't even know. Yes, I'm making a mess here. I'm splashing.
Neuro, they
my
mentioned
sauce
him
on
for being
everything.
the best admin or a moderator. I agree.
Nero can definitely win the Rumble
Moderator.
annual award. Annual award for the best moderator because
best
Nero
moderator.
is everywhere. You go anywhere where it's cool, Nero is in there.
Yes. And Russ, of course, reminding everybody milk. So Jay asked, sausages or Boerewors? Shall I show?
Yes, this is Boerewors.
This is Wors.
So we got a lamb and a.
So this lovely thick one here, this was an off size. So if there's an off size, we keep it.
Yes, anything that like we get, and so we make the boards ourselves. So any boards that doesn't work out when we package, like we grab all the offcuts and I go bry them to make sure that's going to go on a fire. By the way, made with charcoal. All right, because the wood is a little no gas. Gas is illegal.
And Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem has gifted a subscription. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you very much.
The red rash goes to the clear site.
Okay, cool. I owe you a oxtail recipe.
That's Diva Dog Mom.
Oh, is it Diva? Ah, man.
It's another mom.
It's another mom.
And she is in as well.
All right, I
owe you chatting.
Yeah, I owe you a oxtail recipe. I'll sort it out today and get it out. Might as well. Maybe I can get it on the website.
That would be nice. That'd be better. We've had a lot of requests for oxtail.
Yes.
Oxtail is a very popular. How much
Looking
effort
good.
Con says Anton taught me. I follow pretty well, so people get in trouble
Yeah,
when they
she
speak in the shop.
understands. She understands.
I chuckle.
The only swear word is the P word, so
I
don't go
can
there.
say it.
Yes, don't say it.
I'll be back.
All right, as soon as Nicole comes back, I'm gonna go check. I wonder. I'll ask her. Maybe we can bring a nice slab of biltong, show you guys what it looks like. Straight from the cabinet while it hangs. I have to wash my hands though. As soon as she's back, I'll go check on the fire. So I want to cook this down nicely. This will be the sauce for, like, we can eat the boerewors with this. I just thought I had some mushrooms. I wanted to make a nice sauce. I don't want to particularly put wine or stock or anything in it. And I thought, okay, let me just see what I can find. And this came up, and it's pretty straightforward. There's my spoon. Let me see what this tastes like, what it needs. Ooh, making a mess here. I actually think that's not bad. I don't know if the vinegar will do this thing justice. I'm thinking just leave it like this. Thicken it up nicely. I actually think I'll just add more cream if I need to. That's what I think, is just more cream. I'm not going to put anything else in there. That's nice, man. Yeah. That's nice. That's really nice. I'm not touching that. That was so simple to make. That was nice.
And it smells phenomenal. That
was
just
very
looks
nice.
like a compote. It looks just like what you used to do.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do the vinegar.
No.
I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is very nice.
Are you sharing?
I am.
Ooh.
Oh, you gotta blow on that though.
I trust you. That's good.
That's very good.
That's good. No, it doesn't need vinegar.
I'm not touching that.
So
I might actually put a little bit more cream in, yeah?
I want to show you guys. I know we've talked about the difference with the Angus and the Wagyu many times. I'm going to show you again. This is Angus, right? This one?
Yes, that's Angus.
That's what I thought. Okay, so this top one is Angus biltong, and this bottom one is Wagyu. You'll see they're very similar in size, so you may not even notice when you've got the packages which is which, but the Wagyu tends to have some marbling in it, and this piece of Angus has absolutely zero fat on the outside, but almost always, here we go, we've got some fat on the outside of the Angus meat. So that one, if you're on biltongusa.com, you're going to see options for fat, but that is not available on the Wagyu because it doesn't tend to have fat on the outside. If it does, it's special. I have a few people who request it. Else, you kind of get whatever's available. Diva Dog Mom says, no worries on the recipe. She is busy grilling today. Those pork chops, of course.
Yes.
And doing home improvement projects and training her dogs. You're a busy lady today.
All right, I'm going to go check the fire quick. I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to take an Angus and a Wagyu out of the cabinet and bring them on the hook so the people can see
There
what
you
they
go.
look like.
That'll be better. That's a much better. Hey, IKW Cross. How do you say your name? Is it just lettering? What would you like? What does oxtail taste like, Hairy Toe? It's a very rich meat. It's beef, of course. So it's hard to explain. I suppose it really depends on how you prepare it and what spices you use. We normally, that's what I thought. We normally do almost like a stew, and then he'll take the sauce and blend it up, which makes a very creamy mixture to put on top of the oxtail, which is very good. Many options. Like ox. You will be surprised. Oxtail is, of course, the name given to it, but that is not necessarily correct. And a lot of people do not really know what that means. It is cow. It is beef. It is the tail. It is just cut. It's not a special animal. It's not anything different from the cow. Because, of course, whenever they process an entire cow, what do you do with that back swingy end that keeps the flies away? You chop it up and make it a beaver tail. Nice for us. Fritzy, you prefer regular Angus, but peri peri Wagyu. I have heard that a few times. Is it not copium? I want to say you said the same thing, that you liked the regular Angus and peri peri Wagyu, or it was the opposite, maybe. It's not going to taste like chicken, Ike. That is correct. But we also do not eat many vegetables here. Chicken is a vegetable. I wonder if my lovely South African Jay, do you agree with that? Is chicken still a vegetable for you as well? We are the red meat eaters.
Right. Let me see. This is our latest batch. So I actually found a Wagyu with a nice piece of fat on it.
I see that.
So, Angus, Wagyu. Angus a little bigger, Wagyu a little smaller.
That's a lot of fat on that Wagyu.
That's a lot. I don't know.
Are you going to mark that one?
This one will be mine. It shall be mine. So, yeah, that's basically. So they don't really look much different, size mostly, and then internals. But this is what they look like. These have been hanging about 4 days now.
Yes.
Got another couple to go and they'll be ready.
Our normal hang time is 7 to 10 days. We were just chuckling because some of the biltong from our previous batch is not quite ready yet. We're like, man, why is it taking so long? Oh, it hasn't even been the full length of time. No wonder it's not done yet. Yes, Diva Dog Mom, I know you're my ghost pepper lady. I am sure in your house it is all yours. Ghost pepper is a bit much. Oh, fried dough, no. Okay, it's fried dough. Okay, that's better. I don't know beaver tail, obviously.
I want someone to tell me we're going to get poisoned or something, you know, like with a armadillo. Oh,
Right.
you're gonna die, you're gonna die.
I took the literal on the beaver tail. That is something I have not had much of, is the very exotic, weird, the things that...
I know a good butcher.
No.
He supplies beef. I don't need to eat funny
think of
things.
the small towns in South Africa or in Africa in general where you don't know what you're eating. It's whatever was killed
in
on the
Africa.
road.
Well, yeah, that's normally called meal of the day.
Meal of the day.
What
There
we
we go.
hit on our way in.
Now, America does have that too. I have a family in Louisiana, and not to put too much hype on it, Louisiana eats a lot of interesting things. And I do not partake in all of those interesting things.
I think these things are going to come out nice. That fire's almost ready. I'm going to wait for the pop to finish up, and then I can switch that off, and then I will be on my horse outside, and I will cook it up quick.
So Ike has a new use for your biltong slabs.
Oh, what is that?
They can be used behind closed doors when she was a bad girl. Giggity.
I'd rather just eat the biltong.
Eat the biltong. Just eat the biltong. Just put the meat in your mouth.
Yes. All right. Toasty outside. All right. Okay, this is switch this guy off. We're just gonna let it just rest.
Simmer.
Yeah, this guy. Well, it's off, so it'll simmer slowly and then just put itself out. This guy I can switch off. It will be ready. So this, the only real way to know if it's done is you gotta taste a little piece and then you know it's done. I know from the timing.
Is it texture? Is it taste?
It's taste and texture. It won't if you. So this stuff is very hot, starch, so burns the crap out of you. That's why I'm gonna keep changing hands. But it won't taste kind of that raw floury taste. It won't have that. Yep, that's done. And the texture also, it'll be softer, not less grainy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only real way. You know, I've got it down to where we know what the time is and stuff like that. But if you don't know, you know, you kind of taste it, and if the powdery crumb kind of taste is gone and it's not grainy, it's done.
But it's one of those things you don't have to poke with or mess
No,
with. You
no,
literally
you just put it there,
in the pot,
and this
leave it, time
can
it,
go
check
on
it.
that.
Yes.
Like no problem. You can put pretty much in. It's like rice that we eat it like as a substitute of to rice. All right, unfortunately, our grill cam will not work because the heat is just going to murder it. So I'm going to, I'm going to take all of this stuff outside and I will be back in a minute.
So I'll behave myself and will not nibble on biltong while Anton is gone so I can actually have a conversation with you guys. So Fritzy, it is not roadkill. It's automotively processed. How fancy of you. Do we put our pinky in the air as we eat said automotively processed food? I know, Diva, I agree. The biltong thing's difficult. I actually just received an order from someone in Alaska, and they said I need to open up Alaskan shipping, and we were just talking about it. It is either exceptionally expensive because we use UPS as our shipping courier, but either that route it's very expensive, or we have to go to someone else, which means we've got to physically go to the carrier in order to ship it out to the customers, which is very expensive because that's time versus effort, of course. Wow, why did I go away for a second? Sorry about that. Hopefully I am back soon. I think my Rumble's being special because it looks like everything is up and running. I know, Ike, you probably wouldn't agree with our setup. When you are here again, we shall be somewhere else and we can get a little bit fancier. I told Anton we should make a Rumble fund. Yeah, I saw that. We should make a Rumble fund. Anything that comes in via Rumble, because that is not something that we rely on. It's extra. We should use just towards enhancing our abilities and what we do. Yes, Rumble is rumbling. You are spot on. That is what Rumble does. But that's okay. I still like it. It is still not YouTube. We've got more freedoms, I would say, and the ability to share now food with you guys. And I do apologize. I'm not quite as interesting as Anton because I tend not to do all of the fanciness with the foods. He has literally been cooking for me for the last 10 years. I can do minor things. When I was pregnant, I did a lot more, but believe me, you don't want me in the kitchen. You want him in the kitchen. There's a reason he does it and I do not. I'm good with following orders, though. When we had the... Yes, I know, Ike. We will fix it. Don't worry. When we had the restaurant, we had quite a tight regime of what to do for the customers' meals so that everything, of course, it was hot and ready and incredible food. It actually tasted better than when it was fresh made because of the way he had figured out packaging and preparation. But it was easy for me as someone who's not good in the kitchen to replicate what he did. So I chuckle when I think of what we used to do in restaurant days to make sure that we could actually run functionally as pretty much a two-person situation. It's kind of funny. We show up for the biltong but stay for it. Ginger Sailor Moon, thank you, Bright Gaming. I don't have my Sailor Moon hair today. I should have it up in little buns or swirls, but then you guys would call me Pippi Longstocking or Biltong Stocking, if I remember correctly, if that were the case. All right, so I heard today's a pork chop day. What is everybody else? Yes, Ike, I am the shipment boss. That's correct. You know, I chuckle. We have a 5.5-year-old daughter who is now obsessed with shipping, packaging, anything to do office supplies because she sees what I do with all of the packages and everything going out the door. So it's funny how your kids literally want to do what you do. Try clicking the live icon when the string hangs. Okay, there you go. That's a good idea. Unfolding Joker, hello. It's been a minute. How are you? Glad to have you in. If you've ever sat on the toilet and wonder what biltong tastes like, that's terrible. That's terrible. Repost, Rumble repost, follow, and share. Get some meat in your mouth. I like it. I just don't know if I'd start with the sat on the toilet. Although, I suppose that is when most people do their trolling on the lovely little devices. What can I say? And A is called Gaming. Hello again. Glad to have you. Still miss your music. Or it's yours, right? It is your music. I think it is. I was hearing Ice Cold Tunes on Friday. I oversaw, I think it was when we were live, there was a little bit on. I got to hear a snippet of some nice, awesome 80s metal music. Now, I suppose Anton did mention some channels. I think he said yours. Ice Cold Tunes is another one you guys should check out if you're looking for some awesome tunes on Friday nights. Sorry, I was asking if there was any other foods being made besides, yes, Biltong fam, besides the pork today. Who else is having what? Ike, what did you have today in the land of Switzerland, so far away? I hear Anton dinging back very soon. Hopefully he'll have some info about the fire and the food that he has put on. Now the Boerewors, which Jay mentioned, that's a pretty quick one to get cooked. It doesn't take long at all. What's going to be
10,
the longest?
12 minutes. The Sosaties are going to take
Okay,
the longest.
I thought so.
Yeah, sorry. Of course, I had the Simon customer. Simon's been a customer a long time, so
yes.
he had, so it was like, listen, man, I want to cook this Boerewors. So, you know, so there we go. Now it's a training session. So there we go. That looks good. That guy's good. The meat's on the fire is good. I get a minute. Hopefully nothing catches the light.
Yeah, I cannot see. I cannot keep an eye for you.
No, but no, it's not that kind of, it's not high fat type stuff. So I'm sure it'll be fine. So what is going on in chat?
So Unfolding Joker has made an appearance. Glad to have him. Unfolding Joker and Cult Gaming.
All right, awesome.
Yes. Third Ralify is making pasta.
Nice.
So he says, making pasta for my autistic kids. Here's hoping they eat it and not dump it.
Uh-huh.
You know, we have a 1 and 2 month old.
Yes.
So, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes the food stays in the tray and goes in the mouth, and sometimes the food's on the floor.
Yes.
You never know.
Yes, sometimes it's on the floor, sometimes it's in the hair, sometimes it's in my hair, my face, you know.
And that's that one. I will say with the other ones, don't worry. It happens with them too.
Oh, yeah, the 5-year-old, ground. 7-year-old, ground. 11-year-old, ground. It's like when you walk in and you're like, did you guys not sweep after lunch? Because it looks like we're sitting in a buffet, like inside of the buffet.
You know those food fights that they say are not real. It looks like that happens, although I think it's accidents.
I'm gonna go check that fire quickly again.
All
Make
right.
sure everything's.
Hello, you say it is 80s today in Minneapolis. Thought about making a meatloaf, baked potatoes, and corn. Did you see the meatloaf episode the other day? I think the one thing missing from that would have been eggs inside. We did see a meatloaf with eggs. I think that would be absolutely killer. So, Jay, you were asking where in SA is Anton from. He's from Pretoria. That's where he spent the last little bit. Yes, Russ, Texas is a wonderful country, but it is not South Africa. I do apologize. It's not quite the same thing. Only some fries. Aren't fries French? Isn't that the wrong one? No, I know they do not hail from there, but I chuckle with the name. We used to call our fries that we made in the restaurant slop chips because they were actually like a wiggly version. So it was a double boiled, once fried fries. Very different from the American thought of French fries, but very, very good. Neuro, you are out. All right. Thank you so much for stopping in. He dropped the link one more time. I'll go ahead and shout it out. It is biltongusa.com and use code S.T.F. 10 for 10% off on your Biltong purchases. Jay, go check it out. You can see us in South Africa. I have sent many packages on behalf of South African family members, maybe shipping to their family in the States or whomever they have. Yes, slop chips with salt and vinegar. That is correct. We actually, what you need is a spray bottle for the vinegar. That is the best way to douse your chips with the vinegar. Do not dip them. No, none of that nonsense. Get a spray bottle. Just spritz it on as much as you want. Hello, you, Nicole. Do you guys get back to South Africa at all? And what's with comments on how it is now? Jay can probably answer a little bit of that. South Africa is not one of the safest places here in the world. So with young kids, business, things like that, traveling is out of the question anyways. But there's a lot of turmoil in Africa in general, and then South Africa specifically. It's got a lot going on. There's a reason that a lot of people have left the country and are looking for different, i.e., safer places for bringing up family. Anton specifically, one thing he's always said to me is he never thought he was going to have kids because South Africa is not a place to bring up a family currently. As far as unemployment goes, you know, that's something you have to look at, is most likely the kids will not have a future in the country itself. So that's a problem. So that's one of the things that you have to think about, be aware of. And South Africa in general, you must be mindful of your surroundings, and that's not something we have to do so much here in the States. We are lucky to bear arms. You know, that's something most countries do not have. Second Amendment is very important to me. It is dear to my heart. It is good that I know I'm able to protect myself and my family. I do not miss working in healthcare system, school system, those lovely targets that they like to call safe havens, where they do not allow you to carry that Second Amendment. I don't agree with that, because who's going to protect you if you cannot protect yourself? That's not good. That's why you tend to have different issues in those different places. But I certainly appreciate being in the States. I do enjoy Texas. I know Texas is not perfect. There's a lot of politics going on. But I think that's going to be every state here in the country at the moment. Everybody's got some goods, some bads, some of them not so good, but there's benefits to anywhere. The United States, I was hearing the other day, yes, Harriet, we are blessed to live in America. I agree with you. But with that same token, we have to remember the importance to cherish it, and to keep it for our children. That is something that we are striving for. We, of course, have 4 kids. We homeschool. We are very much removed from a lot of things in the everyday society by choice. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with and that I don't want my children exposed to. You know, once you open that Pandora's box, you cannot close it. So it's important for us to get to our land out in the country to thrive a little bit and give our children some space. You know, we're kind of stuck in the concrete jungle at the moment, and very excited to give them some grass under their feet very soon. Sorry, I missed the weather. 4 tornadoes, Loyu. That's it? Only 4? Okay, that's a bit much.
I'm sorry. It gets a little boring for cooking. Sorry, it gets a little boring for cooking when all the cooking is happening outside. Ooh, that looks very
That's okay.
nice.
I'm talking nonsense. I don't know if I'm entertaining them, but I am talking nonsense.
That's okay. This is going to be nice. You know what? So look at the sauce. I mean, that's not a lot, right?
And that's thick. I like it.
That's thick. Yes, nice and thick.
Yes. I'm going to eat some of your meat while you talk.
Yeah. But they were saying 8 ounces.
No.
Like what? Like I'd eat 8 ounces.
I would eat 8 ounces.
So discard the 8-ounce recipe and do 16 for sure. Like 8 will not be a thing.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I guess even if you put some vinegar in there, I mean, it's still just going to be more liquidy, I guess.
Dispersing the mushrooms.
Yeah, no, I think this is perfect. This is going to taste good as well.
Russ, Anton is the ding dong today.
Yes, I am the ding dong. You're welcome.
So we were talking about America. Loyu was asking what South Africa's like and if we go there. So I was kind of giving a little bit of a rundown. Trying not to go.
Who's that? Sorry, I forget the South African guy.
Jay.
Jay.
So Jay did answer a little bit.
Yeah.
He said depends on where you live. He's in Port Elizabeth.
Okay,
things
not
are
too bad,
quiet and safe-ish, but
yes.
majority cities are pretty dangerous. How many of the most dangerous cities are in South Africa?
Yeah, something like 4 of the top 10.
Of the top 10.
So I'm from Pretoria. That's now apparently on the list. Johannesburg, funny enough, is lower down. Durban, very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And PE, I mean, it's a drag up to Durban, but so PE is pretty much Cape Town. Durban, PE is kind of slightly close to Cape Town on the east coast. It's a pretty nice place, very quiet. But you know, even there, man, you gotta keep your head on a swivel, and it's not like here where you could shoot people, you know, so they behave.
The Second Amendment.
Yes. You know, people here behave generally because if they, you know, pull the clown card, they end up, you know,
in the ground.
well, they end up meeting the cordless hole puncher. can punch holes in paper
Yes.
and various other items.
Yes.
You know, so
Many things.
yes, yes. And when we move out to our property, we will be fully armed all the time. Therefore, nobody will look for trouble.
We still are here.
Yes, we are here. We don't carry specifically, but it is never further than an arm's reach.
Yes. Many things around here. What can I say?
So that way, everybody behaves themselves because they know, you know, stupidity could be detrimental. You know, therefore, no stupidity. What do they say? An armed society is a polite society.
An armed society is a polite society.
Yeah, that's why a lot of the, you know, European and, you know, kind of socialist countries are disarmed, you know, because they're not polite. So anyway, no, South Africa is nice, but it could kill you. So I highly do not recommend visiting.
Beautiful, though. It is
most beautiful country in the world, but
absolutely stunning.
If you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't pretty much. Especially now, it's a little less restful, if I can put it that way.
Yes, now is not a good time. So there are other areas in Africa that are a tad safer, and I hate to admit it, those areas tend to be ridden with famine because they know the people coming are there to pretty much pay for different services, which helps the economy.
Yeah, Uganda is not bad. I lived in Tanzania for 2 years. That was very nice.
I was going to say Tanzania.
Yeah, I lived there for 2 years, man. Tanzania is really nice. It was close to 2 years. Ngorongoro Crater, beautiful. Once you go through the Ngorongoro Crater and the Serengeti, man, it's hard to match game like that anywhere else in the world. That variety of game, you know, it's just absolutely phenomenal. If you go look at what's going on there, and you know, so yeah, it's pretty nice.
So Ike has a vent today, which I did not know. Microsoft has officially killed Skype. No more cheap phone calls from PC and smartphones in convenient ways. Interesting.
Yeah, but you can use WhatsApp.
I was going to say WhatsApp, Signal.
Yeah, WhatsApp and Signal, both
of those.
Telegram? Telegram, yeah. I don't really use much Telegram.
I know, but those are three different
but WhatsApp works really well.
Yeah.
WhatsApp's very, very popular in South Africa, but I prefer Signal myself. Yeah, so there are alternatives. I mean, I know Skype long time, but yeah, Skype I know was on its way out.
The rest is armed with ninja stars and laser pointers to blind you.
Okay, all right. Bullets work better.
Cordless hole puncher from Fritzy. Nice Steve Inman reference. I think that's been used by many as well.
Oh yeah. Steve Inman. I didn't know he mentioned it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that is a one-person statement. I think that is many. Back. No issue. Go ahead. So Anton mentioned we've got the parking lot starting on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. I cannot keep my days straight. It's a tad interesting. We have the 4th of July coming up. So is anyone making anything fun for that day? I do apologize. You are not able to celebrate with us as of yet. But are we doing fires? Are we doing gatherings? Lots of explosions and fireworks and goodness. We will be closed that day. That is one of 2 holidays that we close our doors. Those are the only 2 days a year that we do not help customers. So 4th of July is very important to us, America's birthday. That one I don't think will ever go away. And then Christmas. Christmas, I chuckle. We attempted to offer free cinnamon rolls one year on Christmas morning. That was our very first Christmas. And we had crickets as far as responses. It's just people do not tend to go out on Christmas. So we decided to be selfish and enjoy it ourselves. So Christmas, we are closed, and 4th of July. So we do have a day coming up, which we will not be open to public. That does not mean we will not have our stream, though. I will ask Anton if we're going to do a normal one or change things up. Okay, Ike, so you're saying from Skype to any normal phone number. I forgot that Skype actually does that. I have not used Skype in years, so I'm not a good testament to that, unfortunately. That's not something I've done for a while. Copium, welcome back. We've missed you. We haven't had any mulks for a while. Russ is not backing your mulks. I saw the mulking and probes earlier, so you guys were at least on it for us. Thank you. I suppose those are the Eat at Anton's memes, or Biltong memes, shall I say. He should have the food shortly. I don't think, did he show you guys what this compote looks like? Let me bring it closer and get you a better look, if I can hold it properly. So hot pans like this, they are a little heavy for my dainty arm, shall I say. Look at that guy. This mushroom looks phenomenal. That's what he was saying. Anything less than that, it wouldn't quite work as far as sharing with 6 people. Not enough to go around, which is certainly a concern. Our kids eat a lot. If you guys have kids, I've learned they are bottomless pits when it comes to food, especially the boys. Man, those boys can eat. That's why the kids actually had different sausages today for snacks, so they may be okay until dinner time, i.e. right after stream. Eat more biltong? I do. I eat a lot of biltong. Don't you worry. Loie, thank you. I don't think it's selfish either, but we are givers by nature. So we always try to find a way that will help and incorporate community into what we do. But sometimes you learn the hard way that maybe it's not a good idea. Duck Fat, hello. Glad to have you. I'm smoking a Snake River Farms 3-bone Wagyu beef rib plate. Weighs about 7 pounds and some pork ribs. Awesome. That sounds good. So your Wagyu beef, is that Japanese Wagyu or is that American Wagyu? I am curious. We've had both. I've tasted them all the meat, all the time. I do eat my meat, I swear. So horrible boating. Oh my goodness, Russ. All of your firearms are at the bottom of the lake. I did not catch that. What in the world did you do? What happened? I do apologize on that. That is not cool. That is not cool. American, very nice. Yeah, the American Wagyu is good. There is something to be said about it. We had a banter or two about, is American Wagyu actually different from Angus? 100% different. The taste is, it's just, you can't compare it. Diva Dog Mom, she's got some oxtail that she will hopefully be making sooner versus later, but Anton's going to get her a recipe as to how to make it, and I'm very curious of her feedback because that's American Wagyu oxtail as well. Copium, I see you are having fun. Yes. So you get Australian Wagyu a lot too. Both are great. What is the difference with Australian Wagyu and American Wagyu? I'm actually curious. I know Australia does have Wagyu. I have heard that from a few sources, but I don't know much about their meats. Now I chuckle. All of our lamb is imported from New Zealand. So that's kind of funny that I know there's lamb here in the States. And I know, we know a couple farmers that farm sheep, but we cannot seem to get it ourselves, which is interesting. I don't know if it's regulation. I don't know if it's production amount. I don't know if it's the processors. It's not enough for them to process at once, which would make it them to retail to shops to retail on their behalf. I'm not sure. I love lamb too, though, Russ.
I'm almost done. I'm glad I went out when I did, because as I was busy moving stuff around, the flames came.
I was showing off your compote.
That looks very nice, man. That's really, and I added about another quarter cup. I would say a 3/4 cup on this. You could even go to a cup if you want a little bit more runny. But they're half cup. So they do got a 1/4 cup and a 1/4 cup vinegar. I wouldn't do the vinegar. They got wine. I mean, if you really want to do that, 1/4 cup. I did a half cup of cream, and then I did and the wine is optional, so it's not like increased cream or if you don't add wine or anything. It's a 1/4 cup cream and then a 1/4 cup wine, or substitute with balsamic. But I did a half cup, which is on their measurement, but I would suggest more, because if you really want it to cook down, it's still going to be thick. So you could even add a cup on 16 ounces.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I gotta go get the meat because I think that is close to being done.
Finally?
Yeah, the wors is done. The wors is off. It's just
I'm waiting for you to bring me
chops,
some meat. I don't have
chops
any meat to
and
talk
the
about
Sosaties.
besides the biltong, and that's just about crumbs now.
All right, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Harry Toe, thank you for the 5 subscriptions. Let's see who gets a red rash, shall we say? So, Ike, I'm sorry. Apparently, it's over my head. You will have to explain that to me. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. What can I say? Loyu and A is called. You all have membership. Copium. I see. So you had lamb at a Mongolian grill style. I used to love those. There was one in Arlington, not far from where my home was. So actually, when Anton and I first started dating, I took him to one of those. I like that you can have everything made in front of you, the whole saute right there. That is awesome. When it's fresh and real, that's exactly the types of foods I enjoy. Now, the vegetable side, I don't eat those anymore. So I don't know what I would do besides get a lot of meat if I were to go to one of those right now. Glad to see all of the red rashes. Fritzy, no. Wagyu cattle are descendants of Kobe beef, bred with other breeds like Black Angus, Red Angus, etc. You know, Duck Fat, you may know more about this. I don't. And I know Jody probably would. Maybe some of you other guys in chat. What other types of cattle are readily available here in the States? I almost always hear Angus, and it's hard to find anything other than that because that is what we go for. But I know the Angus and Wagyu are the 2 that we have. What are other types of beef that you like? Is there anywhere else in the States that you strive for?
So I've still got 2 or 3 minutes on this. Cheers. Ah, hold on. My microphone is dead.
I mean, they heard your whispers.
Yes. All right, so that's the Boerewors. That one already broke because that's pretty much, if it breaks, you know it's ready. So the longer one broke. The other smaller ones are done. And then I just got so I thought I could show you that. That's normally done first because it's thin and it's quick to cook. And then the Sosaties almost done. The lamb chops almost done. I will go fetch them real quick.
Russ, thank you for the explanation. I concur. That's all you have to say. I 100% agree with you. You see the hair? That I come by the stupid naturally sometimes. Or dense is another term. I see what I want to see. I hear what I want to hear. And I'm not following your trend of thought. Got it. I like that. All right, so no answer on the... Okay. Wagyu tend to be bred with Hereford breed. I don't know what that one is either. Where is that found? You have to teach me because I don't know these things. I would have to do some digging on the interwebs to find out more about the meats. And Anton may even know about it as well. What I've learned specifically for me, this is not going to be everybody else, so do not take this as medical advice. This is just an amateur trying to live life. The red meats do my body good. The lamb, beef, those 2 specifically, I tend to do really well on. Keeps hormones level, mentally, sharpness, everything. I sleep better when I eat carnivore. Total body overall is a lot better. Less bloating, discomfort, things like that. Bacon, pork, pork chops, all of that. For some reason, the pork's like a hit or a miss. I like it. I like the taste, but I don't know why it's not something that's always body happy with me. So that's a little interesting. Chicken, though. Okay, Hartford is a UK breed. Thank you. Yes, Longhorn. I always forget about the Longhorn. I should know. We are in Texas. Hello, they are everywhere. The chicken and fish, those are things we really do not eat much of. The last time we had chicken, I think he made a chicken curry not too long ago, a few months ago. It was a masala. It was good, but it's just not something we eat very often. We look for higher fat contents. So when it comes to the meats, we want to make sure it either has fat on the outside or if it's brined, that we have fat added into it. Cooking in tallow, all of those different things to ensure that we are getting good fat contents. Because, of course, brain likes the fat. What can we say?
How about them?
That is beautiful.
Let me see.
Let me turn that.
Put that guy down there. Let me see if I can grab it like that. There we go. That is also known as lunch. Or dinner, I guess.
Dinner.
See how those apricots swelled up? It's going to be very nice. Lamb chops, sausage, skewers.
They look phenomenal.
Yes.
Besides the fact that I'm sure they're very hot. That's nice.
Yes.
I still feel like it should have like onions on it or something.
Yeah, I guess you can put onions on it.
But
I didn't feel like I didn't feel like cutting onions.
I don't blame you.
So,
you would have cut it, not me, so I can't argue.
Yeah.
So I was asking questions about meats. So there's Hartford beef, which is out of UK, and
Yes,
the
I've heard
Wagyu
of
tend to
them.
be bred with them.
Yes. Yeah, there's quite a few crosses, but the US Wagyu is the well-known one here in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
and that's what Duck Fat has. The American Wagyu tends to have the American Wagyu.
Yes.
Harry Toast says Wagyu beef is actually a horse meat, and
good tasting horse,
they
man.
fatten it with Coca-Cola and ice cream.
I know they do feed the actual Wagyus beer in,
Yes.
and they massage them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I will say is it the American or the Japanese? That's 5,000 for cattle.
That's
or
the
cow.
Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here in the lovely state of Texas, not too far from us, there is a farm that has Japanese Japanese Wagyu cattle, and they are about $5,000 for a calf, which is
Yes.
crazy to me
Yes.
to even imagine.
Yes, for a calf. All right. So,
You gonna fiddle
One
with the meat?
chop of lamb. One wors of boere.
Hey, Slidey Pie, thanks for stopping in. You came
Yeah.
for our meat just in time.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's try and take this guy off. Yeah.
Copium says he looked up horse meat, and apparently it is awesome.
It's apparently not bad, but you got to get past the horse part.
Yes, that may be a little hard. That is so weird. The apricots are yellow. They do not look like apricots
Yes.
at all.
And do this. I think they're going to taste really good.
Yeah.
Let me do this. A little bit of pop.
So Slidey Pie, we made these skewers or Sosaties
Yes.
that Anton prepared on Friday and transitioned to a different marinade on Saturday, the second marinade that he had made.
Yes.
And some boerewors and
Yes.
lamb chops.
Yes.
Oh, and pop with a mushroom sauce.
I think I can put it on the pop for trim.
Yeah, she'll like it.
Yeah.
So apparently the U.S. is one of a few countries that do not eat horse.
Yes. I know in South Africa you do not intend to eat horse, but sometimes it's in the old garage pie. A little bit of horse
We
and
spoke
donkey
about the
over
garage pies on Friday, I think it was.
there. Yeah, there we go.
Is that hors d'oeuvres, Ike?
All right. So let's see. How about that? I think that works. Normally we do a tomato onion, but I wanted to do mushrooms today. I felt like something different. So I think that can officially be recognized as a pretty decent damn early dinner. Put that down there. I want to try this.
That looks good.
I want to try it.
It looks very good.
I want to try it. I make it, I eat it.
Horse salami. Who eats horse salami?
Oh, I can imagine that there. That's nice.
I see.
That's pretty good.
See if I can fit all of that.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. I would make the Sosatie a little more sweet.
That's really nice.
Bacon, beef, bacon, apricot. That's nice.
I hear pitter patters. I think they're smelling it.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the grill cam, Copium? We mentioned that earlier. Grill cam is a little hot outside here in Texas. I'm with you, Russ. I don't know if I could eat a horse either. Not on purpose.
If I'm hungry.
Well, I mean, if we're hungry, of course. Eat a lot of things.
That's pretty nice. I would have, I'll modify it. I think, so I have a masala spice. I think the masala spice in that would be blow out of the water. I think that wannabe spice they used, yeah, I think I can do that at one up.
Would solve that problem.
I think so. And maybe we make it and we just grill it. We don't have to show the whole process because it'll be a similar process, except I'll just use my masala instead of all the turmeric and curry.
That's what I mean. Too much effort.
Yeah. No, I'll just use my masala spice. And my own one, not the... That'll be good.
There's two spices Anton has really done a phenomenal job on. It's masala and korma.
Yes, I've got
Those
awesome
are
korma.
so good. Well, the braai spice as well.
Yes, and the braai spice, yeah. Which I've got a plan. I might change it a little, and it's just going to make it better. So, is that it?
Yes, but I need to find somebody to raid, if you guys know, because I know Neuro has said his goodbyes to us today.
Okay.
So if anybody has someone that needs a raid this Sunday evening, please let me know. I'd be happy to.
Yeah, who's live?
Take
Let's
a tip.
go. Let's go hit someone up. Now I'm hungry, man.
I know.
This is so good.
It's very
Wow.
good. You want to start dishing while we're looking to see if there's anyone?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to do the young lady in a plate
on a
as
plate.
well.
She
Because if I don't,
request.
yeah, I'll give them one little piece of Sosati each. I'm not wasting that if the kids don't want to eat it. I will most definitely chow it down.
You don't have to tell me to put the meat in my mouth again. I will.
They will eat the lamb chop. They always eat the lamb chops. Hey, get out. Damn fly. That thing's gonna die. All right. All right, here we go.
Harry Toast says quartering is live.
Oh, why don't we go raid the quartering?
You want me to go raid
Go
him?
raid the quartering.
All right. Give me
Go
a
raid the
second.
quartering. Why not?
Give me a second. Let me
Go raid the
what
quartering.
needs to be done.
That's from all the smoke outside. Go away, fly. Why must there always be a fly?
They cannot
Right.
help themselves.
Yes. Yeah, go raid the quartering. Why not? At least he's live, you know? So, let me take this. For you. No. For you.
All right.
you.
Bye, everyone. See you soon.
All right,
See you Friday.
see you Friday.
Friday's a holiday. We're still going to be here Friday?
Yeah, I think we'll do Friday.
Okay.
We'll do Friday. We'll do a happy 4th of July. We'll do something special.
Sounds good.
Yeah, why not?